Welcome back to X-Town, the podcast brought to you by Xenia's Word on the Street. My name is Josh Long. I am the host and founder of XeniaWord.com, where you should be sure to go visit to get local news, events, and views for your community, by your community. Again, that was XeniaWord.com. So let's get right into the podcast. It's been a few weeks since we recorded one. That's just because I've been lazy. No other excuse other than that. I've actually been on the road a lot for my full-time job. For those who don't know, XeniaWord.com and this podcast is just a very part-time gig for me, something I do because I enjoy it, and I enjoy our community, and I enjoy talking and writing about it. So this week we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about a couple current events. And the first is trees. The second is going to be fireworks, and then we may even close with a couple of headlines from XeniaWord.com. So let's start first with trees. The Dayton Daily News ran an article. It's titled, Trees to be Cut Down on Commercial Development Site in Xenia. And this actually, I was surprised, sparked probably at least 15 emails or Facebook messages to me asking me, what is this all about? Why is the city tearing down trees? And I first have to start to let you know that the city of Xenia is not involved in this. Let's just start there. This is a Greene County project, and the article talks from the Dayton Daily News. This is an article by Richard Wilson, which I'm going to be reading from, and you can find that on their website at DaytonDailyNews.com. It says, Greene County is looking to cut more than 16 acres of trees to make room for commercial development. So if you don't know where this happens to be, this is Innovation Way. This is an oddly placed road and industrial park that runs parallel to 35 in between 380 and Union Road. Why I say it's oddly placed, one, it's not a pretty straight road, it's kind of curvy. But two, there's no other development really close to it commercial-wise, and there is no direct highway access. And I'm going to talk more about that here in a second. Some background on this property. This property used to be a part of the OVCH campus. It was never developed by them, but it was owned by them in large part. But when that campus was sold and changed hands, and now where Legacy Ministry is, and the assisted living facility and Xenia Christian School, I think it's actually called Legacy Christian School now, where they're located at, they were not interested in the property across 35 that became with this property. So it was sold or given, I don't remember the details of it, it was several years ago, to Greene County for the purpose for development of a commercial industrial park. And the county has been actively marketing this for several years now, mainly to aerospace, medical, high-tech end firms. A couple have looked at it. No one has bought there yet, with the exception of the state of Ohio bought some land at the corner there of Union and Innovation Way to move the ODOT garage, which was located at 380 and Ledbetter Road. And I have to be honest with you, I have not driven down here, down 380, past Innovation Way here for a long time. So I can't even tell you if that garage has been built or not. I don't know, but they have bought land and were slated to do that. I can also tell you, when I was on city council, that there was a real possibility that a local tech company was going to buy this. They produce medical devices, but that has yet to come to reality. And since being off city council, I've not kept in the loop for that, because that is private economic development conversations between the city and that property. The city, the county, which is the property owner, and the company owner. I have been involved with past employers purchasing commercial development sites, and I will tell you that this one is for sure, a few years ago, was not at the top of the list of anyone looking in Greene County. One, because of its location. Two, because of no direct highway access. Three, because at the time there was no utilities here. You would have to have paid yourself to get water, sewer, and internet ran over to the site. And those three things really made it unappealing. So what the county and city are trying to do long-term is extend Innovation Way to 68, which will give it direct highway access to 35. In lieu of that, though, and they're not doing that right now, they did go ahead and invest in bringing sewer and water and electrical, I think it is, a combination of those to this property, so it is ready to be hooked to services when a factory or an office building or something is ready to build there. But if you had $5 or $6 million and you were going to build a small factory in this county, and you were looking at properties, comparing this to the other industrial park in Xenia and the industrial parks in Beaver Creek and Fairborn, when you compare this property to those, and you're already behind the eight ball because of its location without direct highway access, you may not want to take $1 million or less or a couple $100,000, whatever it's going to cost, and clear trees from a property you just bought so you can stick a shovel in the ground and build your factory. You are going to likely go look for a piece of property that's already cleared, already has the utilities, and is ready for you to pour your foundations and footers. So the county, knowing this, receiving some feedback from developers and input from the community, they know that to make this completely marketable so that when a small business or even a large business comes and look at this and see the vision of it, the trees are not standing there so they can see the potential literally through the forest. I know, my 2 cents, that people are very upset about tearing down trees. It wasn't too long ago in this county that in Centerville there was a lot of debate when Costco and things were being built, how many trees were going to get torn down, and even delayed the development of that for some time. So when someone's building in Greene County and they're looking at a piece of land and it's covered in trees, they may be, most likely, if it was me, I may not look at that site because I don't want that headache. I don't want the headache of having to pay to clear trees. I don't want the headache of having to deal with organizations who will try to stop me from clearing trees from my property. They're going to maybe find something else. Is it too soon to tear these trees down? Is it necessary? Those are opinions, and most of the input that was sent to me via email or Facebook was of the opinion not to do it. My initial thought when I received that feedback is it's not really your call. It's going to be up to the county, and it's going to be up to what they think developers need to look at. And I don't think it's necessarily the right call, but I also don't necessarily think it's an absolutely wrong call to clear these trees so that potential property owners can see a shovel-ready site with utilities ready, with sewers ready, with trees cleared. They can just stick their backhoe in there and get building. And that is not a bad thing. That is not an unjust or immoral thing. It may be an opinionated thing to do, but I don't think it's immoral or wrong or scarring our earth on this property. With that said, that's just my 2 cents. I'm sure you guys have other opinions, but that's the background of the property. That's where it's located. That's why the county's doing it. They're trying to keep this property that's already kind of handicapped there, trying to keep it competitive. So when companies are looking in Greene County, that they're looking at this property as well as the other industrial parks in our community. All right. Enough about trees. Let's dig into another very popular topic this time of year. I'm recording this podcast on June 30th, 2017, and just in 7 days will be the July 7th First Friday, which will also be the Kevin Sonnycalb Memorial Festival. Kevin Sonnycalb Memorial Firework Festival in Shawnee Park in conjunction with the First Fridays on July 7th. This fireworks festival is actually pretty freaking amazing for a small town. I've enjoyed it every year that we've been in town to enjoy it. I think this is the third or fourth year. I remember the first, and that I was blown away about the quality of the event, and I'm sure that they're going to maintain it this year. So I invite you to go to First Fridays, have some food, check it out, and I also invite you to go down to Shawnee Park, take that short walk from downtown down to Shawnee Park, where this First Fridays, July 7th, they're going to have a lot of festivities before the fireworks. Before we dig into the fireworks, let's just talk about what some of the things going on at the Kevin Sonnycalb Memorial Fireworks Festival, July 7th. It starts at 4 p.m. at Shawnee Park. The rain date for that event for the fireworks is July 8th. They ask that you stay tuned to their Facebook page. Go to facebook.com /Sonnycalb Fireworks, or just search for Kevin Sonnycalb Memorial Fireworks Festival on Facebook, and you'll find their page. Like it, just in case that weather or something delays the activities, you'll be able to find that out here. So the normal schedule, as it stands right now, weather dependent, is 4 to 7 p.m. They're going to hold a chalk art contest. 4 to 7 p.m., the fireworks fishing derby will be held. From 4 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., thanks to the John E. and Betty Jo Meyer Family Foundation, they will have a bounce house zone down there for the kids. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., free face painting. Say that 5 times fast. And then 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., they're going to have additional food trucks and vendors, including the Xenia Rotary selling glow products and the Dairy Station selling ice cream. Anything raised by the Xenia Rotary and the Dairy Station ice cream down there will go to help fund the 2018 festival. We got to keep that in mind. This festival needs to raise money so they can come back every year. I'm going to talk about that before we close out the podcast. From 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m., they have the Space Invaders Bicycle Parade. It ends at the Pavilion. Go to their Facebook page to learn more about that. 6:45 to 7:30 p.m., there's a puppet and magic show down there. And then at 7:30 p.m., there's an award show at the Pavilion. Then at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is Blue Moon Soup. I think that's soup. Probably should put my glasses on. I have no clue what that is. I'm intrigued, and I'm going to have to go look that up myself. And then the fireworks are scheduled to start between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. They want to let everyone know that if weather forces a cancellation, check Facebook for updates, but they do have a rain date of July 8th. They want to I'll talk about this in a minute, but some sponsors, because this is extremely important. Let's talk about funding for a minute. This fireworks alone takes tens of thousands of dollars to put on each year. The festival on the first Friday is another tens of thousands of dollars. And this comes in through private donations. It comes in through fundraising from the Xenia Rotary for the fireworks, comes into fundraising for First Fridays, from First Fridays group. And it comes with a pretty decent price tag for the city of Xenia, too, to provide fire service, police service, road closures. I mean, to hold these First Fridays and this Sonnycalb Memorial Fireworks Festival cost tens of thousands of dollars. So here's some people in our community that's helping put on the Sonnycalb Memorial Fireworks. The Joe E. and Betty Jo Meyer Family Foundation, H&B Electric and Construction, the Stephan family, Dodds Monuments, Edward Jones, Kennedy Development Group, Reichley Insurance, McIlvain Realtors, Hospitality Center for Rehabilitation and Healing, the Greene County Board of Development Disabilities, which is /4 Oaks, the Xenia YMCA, Security National Bank, WBZI Radio, Anderson and Williamson Insurance, Montgomery Insurance and Investments, along with the Xenia Rotary, and along with the City of Xenia. Those are the organizations ponying up the money so all of us can go down and enjoy free fireworks, keeping in mind nothing is free in this world without these kind and compassionate donors. We wouldn't be able to have this. And, of course, a special thanks to the family of Kevin Sonnycalb and the Xenia Rotary, which was near and dear to his heart, for stepping up and putting all the, sure, hundreds of hours of work into making this fireworks festival awesome. Okay. I think that's it. We talked about trees. We talked about fireworks. I think we're going to close it out there and remind you that X-Town, the podcast, is brought to you by Xenia's Word on the Street. Visit xeniaword.com for all your local news, events, and views. If you have questions about a room or questions about something going on in the community, send us an email at editor@xeniaword.com or message at facebook.com/xeniaword. And I or one of the volunteers at xeniaword.com will do some research, figure that out for you, answer your questions about what's going on in our community. And while you're there, be sure to read all the great content, which is all local content brought to you about Xenia, by Xenia. And that means I'm out of here. Take it easy, guys.
Hey, what is this?
Xenia's Word on the Street.